right, friends and families, welcome back to Math Time with me, Miss X. I'm so excited to have you all here again. Let's begin by looking at our objective for the day. Remember, our objective is always broken up into 3 different parts, so we know exactly how we're going to do something, what we need to understand about that, and why we're doing it or why it's important. So let's read, and you may read with me or in your head as I read out loud to you. I can handle, sorry, Miss X is going to try that again. I can bundle ones, tens, and hundreds to count in order, then up and down, in order to count more quickly and efficiently. For our math vocabulary today, we do have a brand new math vocabulary word, and that word is benchmark numbers. So benchmark numbers is a number that is easy to remember and rest on so that we can skip count from there. Great, let's go ahead and dive straight into our teacher model. All right, my friends, welcome to the teacher model. For this teacher model, take a look at our sticks here. I mean, we have so many here, my friends. Now, how many do you think could possibly be here? Go ahead and tell a friend or a family member first. All right, welcome back, my friends. I actually don't know how many sticks there are here either. There's a lot, so we need to figure out how many there really are. How can we count them in a way that is fast and accurate, meaning it's correct, or efficient? So how can we count in a way that's fast, accurate, and efficient? We could split them up into piles and share the work. So we can count by twos, by fives, by tens, by ones. Which one do you think would be faster and more accurate and more efficient? Tell a friend or family member. All right, welcome back, my friends. So counting by tens would be the most efficient. Now, why is it more efficient to count by units of 10 rather than like units of twos or fives? Tell a friend or family member. Okay, my friends, welcome back. So, because there will be more units of 2, which means it'll take longer to count. So if we're counting and grouping by twos or by fives, it's going to take a really long time. But the tens are the biggest that we can count by, so there are few of them to confuse us when we count. Are you ready to get going? We're going to go ahead and watch and do it together. We're going to count 10 straws and then wrap them up in a bundle to make a unit of 10, to make a new unit of 10. So watch me as we do it. Okay, my friends. So we just finished wrapping up or counting our 10 straws and then wrapping them in a rubber band to make a new unit of 10. So let's go ahead and count our new units of 10. We have 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s, 4 10s, 5 10s, 6 10s, 7 10s, 8 10s, 9 10s, and lastly, 10 10s. My friends, go ahead and pause and take a look at our pictures here. What is the value of 10 10s? The value of 10 10s is 100. Now, I already gave you the answer ahead, but take a look. How many straws equal 1 10? Yeah, there are 10 straws or 10 sticks that equal 1 10. Now, we're going to count the number of straws in 10 10s or 100, okay? So let's take a look. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and going down here, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How many straws are in 10 10s? How many straws are in 10 10s? There are 100 straws in 10 tens. So what is another way to say 10 tens? Another way to say 10 tens is 100. Another way to say 10 tens is 100. Let's go ahead and keep going. Now we are going to bundle 10 tens to make 100. So let's see what 10 tens looks like when we make it 100. Let's take a look. Great, we have 100 there. Before we move on and keep going, my friends, how many hundreds do you think will make 1,000? I want you to think about the structure and the pattern of the numbers as we've moved from ones to tens to hundreds. Now we're moving into thousands, okay? Think about the structure and the pattern of numbers as we moved up from ones to tens to hundred. How many hundreds do you think make 1,000? Tell a friend or a family member and then explain to them why you think that. We will come back in just a few moments to talk about it as a class. Welcome back, my friends. Let's go ahead and talk about it. When we count, the numbers have always been going up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we get a new unit. There are, let's see, this is 100 here. Let's see how many hundreds are in 1,000. Ready? 100 here, 200 here, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. So there are 10 hundreds in 1,000 because we always make one bigger group out of 10 smaller groups. 10 of a smaller unit makes one of the next largest units. So again, reviewing how many hundreds are in 1,000. Let's take a look. 10 hundreds are in 1,000. The same way that we've seen 10 tens is the same thing as 100, and 10 ones is the same thing as 110. We bundled them together to make it look easy. Whew, I know that was a lot, my friends. We're going to keep going, though, because we're awesome superstars. Okie dokie artichoke, my friends. For this next part of our teacher model, we are going to apply and use the skills that we have just learned about tens making a new unit. So we're going to use those skills in order to count on or count up from 124 to 220. So let me go ahead and write those numbers down. We are going to count from 124 to 220 today, okay? Using the skills about the new place values that we just learned. All right, first we are going to do what we call a stick sketch. So we're going to first draw a box, and I'm going to write 124 so I know that this is my starting number. And then I'm also going to write stick sketch up here. This is important because I don't want you guys to get this confused with our quick 10 drawing. Quick 10s are a different way of showing place values, and now that we're working with bigger numbers, we have to use our stick sketches, okay? Let's go ahead and practice that. So we are going to show 124 using stick sketches today, and watch me as I show you how to represent hundreds, tens, and ones using our stick sketches. For our hundreds, I'm going to draw something that almost looks like a box, like that, to show 100. And then I'm going to draw what looks like a 10 bundle there, and then another 10 bundle there. So I have 2 10s there. And then I have 4 ones in 124. So I labeled that 124, and I know I have 100 in 124. I have 100 in 124, 2 10s in 24, and 4 1s in 24. Now, I'm going to go ahead and actually use 1s to get to 130, and I'll tell you in a little bit why I'm doing that. So 124, counting on 125, 126, 127, 128, 129, and then 130. Now the reason why I chose to use 1s to get all the way up to 130 is basically because it's a good idea, and this is what we were talking about earlier. So a number like 130 is very easy to remember, and from 130 I can easily skip count by our tens to get to 220. We call 130 a benchmark number. This is a really good strategy to use. This is called a benchmark number because it's helpful. It makes it easier to count. And benchmark numbers allow us to skip count, which is much faster than counting by ones. A bench is often somewhere you sit comfortably, and so a benchmark number is something that is easy to remember and rest on. So let's go ahead and go from there. So we have 130. Now we're going to do 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, oh, I'm running out of room, 190, 200, 210, 220. Alrighty, my friends, take a look. Now we've counted all the way up from 124 to 220. Alright, my friends, for this next part of the teacher model, we're going to try something a little bit different, still using the same skills that we learned in the first part of our teacher model. Right now, we're going to use units of tens and 100 or 100 to count from 90 to 300, okay? So let me go ahead and write that down. We're going to count from 90 to 300, and then just to see how well we understand our tens and hundreds place values, we're going to count down from 300 to 900 as well, okay? I'll model, and I want you to count with me as I'm counting and modeling, okay? But first, we're going to go ahead and draw out our stick sketches, and I want you to go ahead and have a box there, and we're writing 90 down because that's our starting number. And this is a stick sketch, and you guys know this, so we don't need to write it up there. This is going to be our stick sketch. So let's go ahead and show 90 with our stick sketches. So I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Okay, my friends, so technically 90 could be considered a benchmark number, but now that we're working with really big numbers, like way bigger than 100 and close to 300 in this problem, we have to use a bigger benchmark number, and let me show you how we're going to do that. So we're starting with 90, and we're going to choose a benchmark number that allows us to skip by hundreds, okay? So watch. 90, 100. Now 100 is our benchmark number for this specific problem, which is 90. We're counting from 90 to 300. Now that we've gone to a benchmark number of 100, we can skip count by hundreds. So, oh, and we have to make these a little bit bigger so that we don't get confused about what they represent. 200. So 100, 200, 300. We only needed 10 more to get from 90 to 100, and 100 is our benchmark number. And if you guys want, you can even write a little b under it so you'll remember that it's our benchmark number. From there, we were able to skip count from 100 to 200, 200 to 300. We skip counted by hundreds once we got to 100. Perfect. Now I'm going to cover them up because we're going to practice counting down our bundles from 300 back down to 90, okay? Ready? $300, $200, $100, $90. Great job, my friends. Now, I want you to pause and talk to a friend or family member about how we counted up and down, okay? And then we will talk about it as a team. So go ahead, share with a friend or family member how we counted up and down. And I'm going to keep this covered. Alrighty, my friends, welcome back. So first, we put a 10 to get to a benchmark number of 100. Then we kept counting by hundreds, and we did the same thing coming back. We skip counted backwards by hundreds until we got back to the benchmark number of 100. From the benchmark number, we were able to get to 90 super easily. So that's how we counted up and down using our place values of tens and hundreds today. Whew, my friend, that's a lot. We're going to practice in the next lesson with working in our thousands place value, so don't worry about it. I just want you guys to get more comfortable and more familiar with our tens and hundreds.
My friends, as you move into your independent practice and your exit ticket, I want you to keep these 4 things in mind. Number 1, read the instructions carefully. 2, box your starting numbers. And what I mean by that is you're going to do your stick sketch inside the box for your starting number. Number 3, label your benchmark numbers with a B so you know whether it is easier to skip count by tens or hundreds. Number 4, use stick sketches and make sure you can tell the difference in your drawing whether it is a 10 bundle or 100 bundle. And let me go ahead and show you that really quickly. So do you see my 100 sketch is super easy to see. I won't get it confused for the 10 sketch. And the ones is very easy to see as well. So make sure you can tell the difference between your hundreds and your 10 sketch, or else it will be very difficult for you. Good luck, my friends. I'm very proud of you for making it through this lesson. I will see you in my next lesson. Don't forget to click the link in the description box below. It will take you to the worksheet. And don't worry about printing it if you don't have a hard copy. Just write down the problems on the worksheet and solve it on your own the best that you can. Goodbye, my friends.